Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 2 of Side Project Sundays. So today we'll be talking about a project called Anticlockwise, which is a mini ERP for the people in the car importing business and also the people who sell cars on a rent-to-buy basis. So without wasting much time, let's jump straight into the demo. So when you first log into the system, it takes you to this welcome dashboard where you just see an overview of your business performance, like the total number of customers, the active orders, the number of rent to buy contracts active, total revenue, recent orders that you have created, and some quick actions down there, right? And then on this top bar to the top right, there is your notification icon where you see your notifications and your username showing the current username and their role. And then on the left side bar, this is where the real deal is, where we see all the modules that our system has. Now in this video, I'll just go through and explain roughly what each and every module does, but I think I would have to create separate more videos showing exactly what each and every module does, because this is a bit sophisticated system and I cannot cover everything in this demo video. So the first module that we have is the car orders module. So this module is the one that we use when we are say importing cars on behalf of clients, say from Japan to Zimbabwe, right? So if you're importing a car from Japan to Zimbabwe, you create what is called a car order. So now this order now shows all the details of that particular order. If you open it now, you see it will show you the customer details, and then it will also show you the order status, vehicle information, and the financials of particular order. After that, it will also show you the order progress. Forgive me for these images that I've used because I was just trying to do something. So in this order progress now, you can upload pictures and details of each and every stage of that order. So for an example, you when you import a car, it comes from Japan, Tanzania, and then it comes from Tanzania to Zimbabwe. So from here you can be updating. Now the car is in Tanzania, you upload pictures. Now the car is at Nakonte, you upload pictures. Now the car is Plumtree, you upload your pictures. All that updating into the system, and all that will be seen. And here now you can add some other documents, whether you've got some agreement of sales, some proof of payment, some any other documentation that would be here for this particular order can be captured and uploaded here. And then any invoices associated with that order also will be appearing in this order details section. And one of the interesting features here is this track link that is above here. So if you copy this track link and you share it with your client, this track link will allow the client to see all the details of their order. So they will see the dealer information, they will see their current order status, and they will see the images of the progress of their car. So if their car is now at Nakonde, they can see that this car is now at Nakonde and this car is now here and there. So they can also see their payment status of that order. So clients will not need to call you each and every time asking how far motangia papi, how far motia papi. They can just click the link and see whatever that it is you are updating. So that's it for the first module, which is the car orders. Now to this rent to own module. This is the module that we use when we want to sell cars to our clients on a rent to buy basis. Now, the first thing that you do when you want to sell cars on a rent to buy is to add the vehicles into the system. And to add the vehicle, just click here, add the vehicle, and then you add all the vehicle information into the system, and also the associated vehicle images and the vehicle image. The vehicle will be added in the system. After adding the vehicles into the system, the next thing you want to do is you want to create a contract. A contract now will, this is where you will set the terms of the rent to buy agreement you are doing with the customer. So this will include things like the monthly installments, the duration of the tenure, the interest rates and whatnot, the penalties when they default or they delay payments. Everything can be configured here. And once that contract is active, whenever you receive a payment, whenever a payment is overdue, the system will automatically update itself and notify you, and also notify the client. So this is what will be happening on the rent on module. And now on the accounts and financing, this module you've got two sub modules, which is the billing and expense. The billing module, this is what we use when we are billing our customers, like when we are sending them invoices and quotations, and also when they pay us and we are receiving the payment. This is the module that we use. And then we have another module under accounts and finance, which is the expense module. This module allows us to record our company, our expenses we are incurring as a company, all the invoices that we are receiving from our suppliers, and all the outgoing payments we are making. So with this, we can now use our accounting and finance module to calculate and see if our business is actually making a profit or our business is making a loss. So we can actually use this to pull detailed financial reports. And the drivers modules, now this is the module that we use when we want to manage our drivers. For example, when I'm importing cars from Tanzania to Zimbabwe, right, those cars will be driven by particular drivers from Tanzania and to bring those cars to Zimbabwe. And I might want to manage my drivers to see which driver is performing better, which driver is damaging people's cars and whatnot. All that can be recorded here, and you can also actually see how many trips that this particular driver done, how many, let's say, revenue have I revenue generated from working with this driver, and am I how many expenses am I getting from working with this driver. And the reports, this section, now you can pull any kind of report from this system. You can pull the payments reports, you can pull an invoices reports and orders reports and the contract reports. Any reports associated with system, you can pull it so that you can get a detailed response. Because I got approached by a client who is in that line of business, and he had a particular problem that he wanted to be solved by a system. So after a few months, I then developed a system and gave it to that customer, who later came back to me after a month or so, telling me how much the system had helped him to streamline his operations. And that's when I realized that this was actually a proof of concept and idea validation that this thing works. So from there, I just went back to my laptop, and then I modified the whole thing to support multiple car dealers, and then I converted it into a SaaS. So the reason why I think anyone would use this at all is because Anticlockwise is a system that came from the idea came from a client who was in that line of business facing a certain set of problems. So it's only obvious that people who are also in that line of business are also facing the problems that that particular client was facing. So if that person is using this system to solve those problems, all other guys in the same industry can also use this very same system to solve the same problems. So honestly speaking, at the very beginning of this is a project that I thought was going to be a one-time project, the project that I just do and end over the client, then move on with life. But after realizing that this is something that actually solves the real problems, that actually is a market, I think I'm going to be put more hours into this project, adding more features and actually making into a real SaaS that supports a lot of people. And I strongly believe I will also be doing a lot of marketing on this so that I can get it to as much people as possible and get as much feedback as possible and see how best I can grow this platform. So that was it for today. Until next time, thank you.